Another thing that we should do, we should be available. We're all private people. We like our privacy. We like to be alone sometimes. But when people come to us, they have answers. They want to know. They don't just call us for fun of us. Do it, and you get many calls where people just call and say, ha ha ha. No, they say, what am I going to do about this? They want to know. And we must be available. It's not like the astrologer that I know that I was there one day and the phone rang or something, and I answered because they were busy in the kitchen, and they said, we want, it's very important, I must talk to my astrologer, is she there? And I said, yes. And I said to someone watching very important, said, well, I can't go now, I'm washing these dishes, you'll have to wait. And well, we can't do that. When someone needs us, they need us. And that is the time for us to be their fingertips and ready to help them. I know whenever I go in there, I usually stay in a hotel at night because if you're an astrologer working strong, they won't ignite it all daytime. Problems come up all hours of the day and night. And this friend of mine said, oh, you must come and stay with me. And I said, well, you know, I never stay with anyone because I'm called in the middle of the night. She said, oh, I wouldn't mind that. You just come and stay. They can call you all you want to. After the third call at 3 o'clock in the morning, she said, go to a hotel. So we must keep in mind the fact that we do need to be available. Now, we also need to know the result of our investigations. We need to keep track of them. We need to investigate. You know, it's very difficult. After people come to us and get an answer, they probably don't want to come back and get it. Why would they? They have the answer. But we often find out, we often hear, and we should keep a result of those investigations. It reminds me of the man who said to a friend, oh, my wife and I had an interesting evening last night. We were testing Irish and the Scotch whiskey. And you know that Irish whiskey is much stronger than Scotch whiskey. And they said, well, how do you know? They said, well, the next morning at 6 o'clock we went up and went to Mass. And they said, well, what's curious about that? They said, we're Presbyterians. And I have a story that I'd like to tell, which I'm sure many of you have heard, but it's too good to keep, even if one of you haven't heard it. And that's about the 2 baseball players. And one of their team had died, and they thought, gee whiz, well, what if we go to heaven? How about there's a baseball team there? And they said, we wouldn't want to go to heaven if there wasn't a baseball team there. And they agreed, whichever one died first, the old one would go and come back and tell them whether there was a baseball team in heaven. So Mike died, and about 6 months later, he ever get through to Mike, and Mike said, is there a baseball team? And he said, well, he said, there's a good and a bad one. He said, yes, there's a baseball team, but you're pitching next Tuesday. I think the most important thing for us to do is to give a person a message of hope. No matter what the aspect, you're able to find something to encourage them about. You know, having so much time in Europe, I realize that we astrologers in America we're more loving, more hopeful. We have the economy, but the stars impel, they do not compel. What you make to be right is largely up to you. And we believe that. you may have a very bad Mars aspect. In Europe, most astrology would tell you, well, you're going to be hit by an accident or something like that today. But here we just say, don't bring a car that day. Very simple. Really, when you think about it. I think one of the most important things for us to remember, and I always mention this in classes, and I think we forget it, because we're so inclined, things happen to us, and we think, my God, that this should happen to the little me. You know, we have these experiences. We grow up, we have wonderful parents, we go to school, we learn things, we have experiences in life, and then we complain. Let us always keep in mind that problems are opportunities, giving us a chance to show how well we can handle them. And when you keep that in mind, you think, oh, I don't know how I can handle this problem. Life is no longer a difficult path, it becomes a pleasant journey. Because you're looking at it from a constructive angle. You're trying to work it out the best you can. And as we say, that message of hope, which is very important, but always leave on a message of hope. Through many difficult things, you can always word them in a sensible manner. But like I was saying about the bad Mars aspect, thank you. Bad Mars aspect. That you can handle that part. I think astrology, as the effect of planets, the heavens upon the earth, and life on the earth. And you know, finally, in summing up, I want to make one more point, and that is, you're bound to come across someone who says, isn't astrology against religion? Of course, I can't see why God doesn't operate through the planets and every other medium. And then we have the 19th Psalm, which you can quote, which I call the Psalm of Chirothesia. The heavens declare the glory of God, the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day utters speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech or sound where their voices are not heard. Thank you very much.
Now, the second person whom we will honor this evening is equally well known. In fact, all of you know him, I'm sure, but only in a slightly different field of endeavor. He is an eminent philosopher, a scholar, a world traveler, and a lecturer, and he is one of the most thorough researchers of information on astrology that we have in the field of astrology. And that is Manly P. Hall. He couldn't be with us tonight, but I want to share with you what it says on this plaque. The American Federation of Astrologers Incorporated award of distinction to philosopher astrologer Manly P. Hall for his lifetime service to others. And along with this go the best wishes of all the members of AFA. And we'll see that he gets them.